So from 3 a.m. to 5 or 5:30 a.m. early this morning, Donald Trump, your candidate, is on this Twitter rant, number of tweets talking about Elena Machado, referencing a sex tape, but there's no definitive evidence that exists. Is that presidential? Is that the behavior of somebody who should be president for 50 days or 70 days from now, however long it is?
Anderson, let me answer it this way.
I know you know. Is it presidential?
Well, what does presidential mean? I mean,
well,
I know
worthy of the office of president. That's what it means. Worthy of somebody who would occupy the White House.
Anderson, I want the same test applied to him that was applied to every other president. And lots of those presidents were thought of in the day as not being, quote unquote, presidential. Andrew Jackson, right off the top of my head. Ronald Reagan, you know, he was an actor. That was a dumb thing to be doing, is nominating an actor. On and on the list goes. You don't put a peanut farmer in the Oval Office. I mean, Anderson,
listen, I'm a student of history, too. I love history, and it's important to see things in context. But you didn't answer the question, is this presidential behavior? Would you want the President of the United States to be up at 4 a.m. encouraging people to go look for a sex tape?
Yeah, if it's worth looking for, Anderson. Look, Anderson, seriously, I want to make
don't even know what that means.
I want to make this as a serious point.
It is a serious point. Would you want the President of the United States up at 4 a.m. telling people, Americans, to go, kids, whoever's on his Twitter feed? Okay, yes.
Let me answer. What I'm trying to communicate to you is that there are a lot of Americans out there who think that all of this presidential stuff and all of these kind of conventions that we have are horse hockey, that they're held by arrogant people, conventional people who have disdain for the average guy. And he is reaching out to them through Twitter and, yes, what we consider and what I would certainly consider to be unconventional methods. I'm suggesting to you that there is a different view out there for people on the receiving end. And I think that, you know, all year long, and before that, we've written Donald Trump off for A, B, and C reason.
I guess the only person on the receiving end of this is Ms. Machado. You know, I don't know. I get that there's plenty of people who are fine with somebody doing that. I get that. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to you, and you're a very smart, well-read historian, and you won't say whether or not it's presidential behavior. Anna, is this presidential behavior?
Hell no. This does not take rocket science. And let me rescue my friend Jeffrey. You know, he has grown on me like poisonous mushrooms, but he has grown on me. Look, Jeff, at some point, you know, you are a sane man. I mean, you do have a pathological clinical need to mention Ronald Reagan in every sentence, but you are a good, decent human being. It is time that surrogates for Trump stop the insanity and let this man know that it is unjustifiable, it is inexplicable, it is illogical, it is irrational, it is immature, it is unprecedented, it is unseemly, it is disgusting, and it is gross for somebody who is 5 weeks away from an election day for President of the United States, leader of the free world, to be tweeting at 4 a.m. in the morning about a sex tape. For the love of God, Jeffrey, you know better than this. Stop justifying the unjustifiable. Tell this man, Donald, I support you, and I beg you to stop acting like a teenage boy who can't restrain himself.